And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So today I actually have Jedi Master Tuck with me. I have Padawan with me. I also have, of course, Nick Krafkus with me. We're all going to talk about House of the Dragon episode 6, season 2, Smallfolk. And let's go on ahead. Let's get this party started. And hey guys, welcome to the show. It's good to have everybody back here on a Wednesday night talking about some House of the Dragon. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
I'm sick, but I'm here.
I appreciate your efforts, sir. I do. I wasn't expecting you to be on the show. I told you to go on ahead and, I'll see you next Wednesday and everything, but it's good to see you on the panel though, man. But
happy to be here.
I'll tell you what, though.
Lupus?
Yeah, definitely I got the loop.
Yeah. It's going around.
That sucks. But anyways, guys, so, when it comes down to furniture, episodes of House of the Dragons and stuff like that, we get a lot of different things here, right? So we actually get, right off the bat, we actually get a big battle. We actually have a little bit of a battleground going on, where now we have Lannisters on the battlefield. And of course, this is also where they were talking about in the last episode where they were going to try and cut them off and at least maybe talk to them or whatever. So what did you think of the opening scene?
I like the way he just was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere until we have a dragon with us. He's like, I ain't going nowhere.
So it definitely took me a second to realize that was his brother, though. I was like, this guy looks just like
Oh yeah.
that I know is in King's Landing. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh man, okay, they're gearing up for something. But then through the dialogue, right? He's like, okay, well, are you going to Harrenhal? It's like, not without Rhaegar. And where are you staying? Well, right here. We're your host now.
Definitely had that Lannister feel.
Just like overwhelming force and intimidation with an ally.
Yeah. He's like, I got 500 people. He's like, yeah, I got 1,000 and plus 7 times that archers and shit. He's like,
but it was extremely bold of him to just be like, well, we're not leaving until go send for him. And it's like, I heard him say that, and I was just like, oh, you might have been able to get away with saying that to Aegon and then being like, he'll send, Aemond out there. But like saying that to Aemond as like the substitute king, I was like, yo, you want to die.
Come with haste.
Yeah, come with haste. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, I definitely like the fact that, look, I'm not going to do shit unless we actually have a dragon at our side. Other than that, we're defenseless. We need to actually have a defense here because we're going to die here if we don't do anything. And then after that, we actually have Aegon briefly awaking, and Lucid is visited by Aemon, who presses him about the Rock's Rest battle. Aegon claims to have no recollection of it. Larys also visits and tells Aegon that he will be permanently physically handicapped. He says Aegon retains his mind and to use his handicap as an advantage by Regent ruler. Aegon's life is in danger. Aegon is asked for Larys to help. So I like the fact that we actually have Larys back in this, even though it's a dream sequence and it's dealing with stuff within with Daemon. But still, I wish they would actually get away from that whole entire thing with Daemon and that castle and stuff. I'm just getting bored with it. If the dream sequences are not doing anything to benefit the character or to strengthen the character, and the character still basically just being zombified through the whole entire thing, it's weak, right? It's weak writing for me when it comes to Daemon. Whenever you could do so much more with his character. I think that you could actually say, hey, look, I'm not going to be an asshole anymore. That's not who I am. I'm confronting my demons. But nothing in this is actually shape-shifting or anything like that in that direction. At least to me, it isn't.
No, I got to admit, man. I mean, I love Daemon. I think he's one of my favorite characters in this show. But this season does feel like they didn't have any idea what to do with him once he's here. Like, this is where he had to go for the story to progress. But now that he's here, they have nowhere to go with him. Like, he has nothing to do. And it's kind
Well,
of
I think I honestly think it's perfect for his character because I think that's like where he's at in his life. He's stuck in this stuck between this rock and a hard place where he absolutely has no idea what to do with himself. He's basically a dog on a leash and just trying to I'm strong, I'm powerful, but like you're not. Like you're like just get in line, and I think that's what this is all about. I think he is having the hardest time trying to get into line, and I think slowly but surely he may be starting to realize things.
That's a really good analogy, is the dog on the leash. And
like he's just this. He wants to be these like powerful thing. You know, he wants to be king. He has these aspirations, but no, you've always been a dog on a leash. You've always been this, presence that people have let you out on. But like when you actually have power, like you're sitting in Harrenhal trying to rule, and you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
you've ever been a dog on a leash, so be your dog on a leash.
And I think part of that too is like if you look back through his whole life, which obviously he's doing, and I do agree, I think it's a little prolonged. Like they could have had him have his, demons quenched in maybe 2 episodes, not, by episode 7.
We're still there.
Still facing the same
It's
thing.
been 3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
been
I
about
would
3
say
episodes.
though, in terms of what you were saying, it is in line with his character because he's always progressed through life kind of consequence free. Every time he's done something even borderline treasonous against his brother, the worst he got is like, oh, you're exiled to like an island paradise with a wife.
Yeah, go back to your island with your wife and continue to rule over there.
And then fast forward, he gets skipped over time and time again. He takes it so personally, he ends up acting rashly every time because he can't control himself and does terrible things like gets a child murdered and kills his own wife in the first
season. Not his fault. Not his fault. The kid's not his fault.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I will die on that mountain.
By the law, you follow the coin. It's his fault.
I'm joking, but those idiots messed up than he did.
Lot of blame, lot of fault. He's got some salt.
Sure.
So it wasn't his fault that he actually took a stone to his wife and bashed her head in.
No,
no, he's not a good person. I'm never gonna say that.
But I just thought that would be some type of shift in his character development and stuff like that. But I like how Larys is over there like, look, you need to go. All you did was sleep with prostitutes. You ended up manipulating people and stuff like that for your own gain. And he's ashamed of his own brother. So Larys has always been sticking up for his brother, trying to look for the good in him. And no matter what he does, it doesn't work out in his favor at all. And now Larys is at the point now, even if he's a ghost, even though this is only subconscious, he's ashamed of his brother, ashamed of what he's doing. And then the consequences is he might actually end up killing Rhaenyra because of his own selfishness as well. So, you have that going on, but still, I still think that the writing for Daemon is actually really weak when it comes down to that part. And then, of course, you also have that confrontation of like, screw this, I'm out of here. And then it winds up being him and the witch together. And that's when that's when they had that conversation.
Which I still don't know how he hasn't figured that out. I don't know how he hasn't figured out that she is messing with him. I mean, look, Daemon's a bad guy. We can say anything you want about Daemon, but he's not stupid. We all know he's not a stupid person. So it's that does kind of bother me.
I think whatever she's doing is like obviously making him not remember these things. So it's like I feel like almost every time he almost figures it out or finally is like getting the thing, like it's like almost like we kind of almost have like a cut to where he's like in these lucid dream states again. And then he's back awake again. You know what I mean? So also like I've had the sneaking suspicion that like this could have been only a matter of a week for him. And like what has been like months for everyone else. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like we've only seen probably a week of his time period and like, or something like short because he's going through it so weirdly because we get these time jumps and like, he's dreaming, he's awake, he's, it's these weird moments where you almost question if he's like awake or even in a reality. Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Right. Is he awake or is he dreaming still?
Yeah.
But then you also have Aemon, who winds up waking up.
Aegon?
Aegon. You wind up
Yeah.
having Aegon, who briefly wakes up and lucid, is visited by Aemon, who presses him for the Rock's Rest battle. Aegon claims to have no recollection of it. Larys also visits and tells Aegon that he will be permanently physically handicapped. He says Aegon retains his mind and to use his handicap to his advantage by allowing others to underestimate him, just as Larys has done. He warns that while Aemon is the regent ruler, Aegon's life is in danger. Aegon asks for Larys' help. Well, pretty much he's also already helping him, even though it may be not like how he wants him to help him, but just get the fuck on out of there.
I've got a theory on how it's going to go down too. I think Larys is going to protect Aegon by getting Aemon to go after Daemon. So, because like we know that confrontation's coming.
Oh, 100%.
Be like that trigger moment for that. And at the same time, I think it's Aegon's kind of maturing moment where he really becomes kind of an adult, sees the stakes that are at hand, like maybe doesn't drink before getting onto his dragon and going to battle, and like understands like, okay, the mortal peril that he's in.
I would hope he fucking finally does.
Yeah, the big wake up, like you got burned, dude, literally.
Like, and the crazy thing is
but he also knows now that he can't fight Aegon now, right? I mean, he knows that, right?
Who?
Or Aemon? I'm sorry, he can't fight Aemon now.
Well, of course he can. He's a cripple.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, he doesn't have, like, there's no way he thinks that even if he survives this, he's not strong enough to be king.
He knows he's not going to come out of it alive either way it goes. He knows that he has to get out of it.
I don't know if he doesn't know, like, he'll get out of this alive, because at the end of the day, he is king. Like, and honestly, let's be real here, especially he's getting Otto Hightower back involved. Otto's going to respect the line. And, like, especially now he's got a crippled king who he'll be able to whisper in his ear and really control the thing instead of Aemond, who would be the fucking hot-headed, like, I think adding Otto Hightower to this situation is only going to protect Aegon more.
That's true. I didn't think about it on that angle.
Yeah. Otto slips a little bit of poison into old Aemon's ear one night. Otto just takes out Aegon, and then Aemon stays in because
but that's what I'm saying. Like, but Otto has always wanted someone in the seat that he'd be able to, I wouldn't say always manipulate, but just be able to persuade easy. You know what I'm saying? And Aemon is not someone that you'd be able to persuade easily. Aemon
he's
like,
hot-headed.
He's also the one that called for him, though. He wants him back, right? So he's the one that has some reason, whereas Aegon sent him off because I want the knight to go lead my war.
That is true.
Which is not.
It is very true. Yeah.
So like Aemon's calculated in that he understands, like, he's got a seasoned tactician and political savant as a grandfather. He can use that.
But I do not believe for one second that Aegon doesn't remember what the hell happened.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, he 100% remembers.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I think he's playing that triple thing to his advantage.
He's like, I don't remember anything. Like, yeah, he was intimidating the shit out of him right before he said that. So there's no way that he meant that, in my opinion.
No,
the thing is this,
I don't think any of us believe that.
No, I think what he's doing is he's manipulating the whole thing like Larys says. In the sense that, but that was before Larys says anything. But I think he already had in his mind that maybe he's going to go on and play this thing out. And then once Otto comes in, then rat him out. If that's the case,
I'm kind of on his side. I don't think Otto is going to take his back now. He literally kicked him to the curb. It's his own grandfather. He's just like, man, go fuck yourself. So it's gonna be hard for him to be like, I'll help the dude.
Allison, it's also very much
hard for him to do that.
Allison's also very much not going to let anything happen to Aegon. Like I feel like she's going to. She understands the danger Aegon's life is in, and I don't think she wants to lose any more children or any more grandchildren than she already has. I don't think
agree.
she,
there's your great balance, right? Otto goes with Aemon, Allison goes with Aegon.
Well, think of it like this.
We're in a world that perception is reality. So if there's any kind of weakness in the king, people are not going to follow him. They're just not, and he is crippled. I mean, he just is. I mean, I know
that's his weak point, though, that he's crippled, but at the same time, he can use that as a strong point, though, too, as well. But here's the thing. I know that you mentioned the fact that Otto may not take him back because of the fact that, he kicked him to the curb. But at the same time, it's about adolescence. It's about growing as a king and growing as a person. Aemon, on the other hand, is just a hot-headed person. He's like Sonny and the Godfather. He's just very hot-headed, doesn't listen. He's all about right here, right now. I need to take someone down. He's about blood.
But I don't believe Joffrey Light is going to become more level-headed after being burned by his brother. I just don't believe he's going to become more level-headed. I mean, he was already losing his mind over a perceived slight against him in the show. Like,
but also this is you can
now.
I mean, can you not deny that whole situation is very humbling to a person? Like, I think
should be. It should be.
The fact that he didn't outright just say, like, yeah, I remember, should go to tell you that he is not the same, like, already in the same mental headspace that he was prior.
Right. He was already starting to believe that he was.
I'd be willing to bet that he goes to his mom in the next episode as he starts to regain himself a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aemon winds up
telling what happened.
Then what he does to his mom, though, too, what Aemon does to his mom, though, he winds up saying, well, you served the king well. You served my father. Your time is now done. And now it's like, okay, now I'm in danger of this as well. And there's a mark on my back just as it is on on Aegon's back too. So what the hell do I do? So I think having Otto there, part of the High Towers, protects the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, because also too, he could also go on ahead. Aemon could go, look, I'm not Aemon, but Aegon. Aegon can go on ahead and say, hey, look, Pops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to actually do that to you. I was wrong. I was still learning as a young man. I was wrong for what I did. I think there's more of a chance of an apology than Aemon. Aemon's not going to apologize for that shit. For anything he's done.
But the difference between Aemon and everybody else in this show is, everybody else will kill to get ahead, but Aemon won't hesitate to kill. That's the biggest difference. They will all hesitate and try to work things behind the scenes. Aemon will just have them killed in the middle of the night and won't blink an eye. So they're it's hard to fight against somebody that's just willing to do whatever to win. When you say you are, but are you really when it comes push to shove? Not a lot of them are.
Well, and there's only one other character in the show with that personality too.
Yeah,
right. He's got the second biggest dragon.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Right,
it's gonna be amazing. Oh, I can't wait for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, then in this time period with the personality that he has, I don't see how he doesn't stay king. I just don't. I don't see how he doesn't just in the middle of the night have his brother poisoned or whatever, and it's just we're moving on now. No more conversation. Who's the king? I'm the king. Right. We're moving on.
No, maybe he answers the Lannister call, and it goes to Harrenhal. So going back to the beginning of the episode, right? He said, "I'll go to Harrenhal if he brings Vhagar."
Right.
Well,
right.
Maybe he's like, "All right, fuck you. We're going. Like, you're not copping out of this." And his ego drives him to kind of lead the front line, which is the very thing he told his brother not to do.
Yeah. And again, it could go anyway. It really could. I don't know where it's going. I'm excited.
But then you also have this other thing though too. Remember what I want to jump on one other last thing about side quests of Daemon, and everything, where basically the witch goes, "You're just a pawn in this whole thing. You're not going to win nothing." So I forgot about the whole entire quote for that. I just came into my head before we jumped into this scene. But what did you think about that?
I mean, that just continues like my point. Like, he's just a dog on a leash. Just be your pawn. Do your part. Like, fall into line. Like he can be on the winning side. He just needs to fucking fall into place. Like, come on, let's be real here. Being king consort is not the worst thing that can happen to Daemon.
No.
Yeah,
it's all about that ego and stroking that ego. But okay, so now we actually have this other thing that gets played out after the whole stuff with Aegon and Larys. As Gwaine is about to leave Kristen's troops for Harshnell, Alicent talks about her youngest son, Daron, who is being raised in Old Town. Gwaine says that teenage Darren, well, I can't say his name, is stalwart, clever, and unlike his brothers, also kind, which pleases Alicent.
This was the best set of scenes in the episode, or sequence of scenes in the episode, in my opinion.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, like first, when she offers him the opportunity to become, the first non-Targaryen dragon rider, he obviously takes that as a phenomenal honor, as he says. And then fast forwarding to the attempt, I mean,
it was a noble effort, but I also think this is setting up for a lot more. But it's terrible what has become of a lot of her Kingsguard.
Yep.
Yes.
It's just so terrible. I feel like that's just a death wish at this point.
Poll for you. Would you rather be in the Black's Kingsguard or the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts?
I'm gonna have to go with
I will decline both.
Both are a death wish.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But also, too, if I was going to take the death again, okay, either you're going to wind up dead or you're going to wind up missing your memory if you become the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
So either way it goes, you might live, you might die. There's a 50-50 chance. Mm-hmm. The dragon, you're dying.
I feel like he had a chance until he got too cocky at the very end. The last line that he said, I feel like he had a chance until that line.
He missed the key thing, which we saw when Aemon did it with Vhagar and with some of the others in the first season, is you need to lock eyes and go to the face first.
Yeah.
Right? He just went walking straight towards the saddle.
Yeah, no. You have to have that moment with the dragon, and it's like I feel like it's that bonding moment that they have.
Yeah, but that line when he says "I did it," I was just like, "Oh, you fucked up. Mm-hmm. You fucked up so bad."
Yeah. But I think this is all setting up the two. Well, possibly the two. I think it's definitely the one drunk dude that we've seen in the bar a couple of times, who says he is Viserys and Daemon's brother. I think this because he is 100% saying that Rhaenyra is the queen. I think this is full on setting him up to potentially become a dragon rider. Yeah. And possibly the brother.
What's his name? Yeah.
Is that the daughter? Is that the one with the daughter?
No, that's the brother.
No. This is the guy that was in that pub that basically he was just talking to a bunch of dudes.
That I was saying. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's him. He has a brother there?
Yeah, the guy that's rumored is his brother.
They're both bastard sons of Corlys,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about them. Well,
that's who the dragon goes to.
Well, I understand that. I'm talking about the other dude who is pledged to Rhaenyra, or he's the older dude who said he was the son of Viserys, or the brother of Viserys and Daemon.
Yeah, that's from a while back. So,
well, they show him later on in this episode.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they've shown him quite a bit throughout this entire season.
It's going to be him, and it's going to be. But I think it's interesting because after the conversation we get with them earlier in the episode, as far as he'll never say that we're his kids. Mm-hmm. This dude just shows up on a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to say something. He's got a dragon
too. And then also,
I love that part.
So okay, here's the thing. Me and my girlfriend were talking about this. Sea Smoke was Laenor's dragon. Mm-hmm. And we famously know that dragon riders, dragons don't choose different dragon riders unless their rider is dead. Mm-hmm. So I think they gave Laenor an off-screen death, and I'm kind of upset about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right.
Also, what's her name? The chick who's in the Vale. I think she's also about to get a dragon as well.
Baylor?
Yes.
Yeah. She could.
Maybe, I think she's about to conquer that one that's in the
because
Vale.
She's like, it's big and we can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's just
close they are.
That's literally the same thing that happens to every Targaryen who gets a big ass dragon.
Yep.
there's a big dragon no one's ever been able to tame like this.
Yeah.
Only your secret dark blood magic will fix it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's how freaking what's his name got Vhagar.
No, it's
Right.
fair.
And Melise, same thing. She went into the dragon pit by herself without anyone around and was able
Yeah.
to tame the second largest dragon. Like, these dragon riders are famously, known for just taming big ass dragons without anyone having to be there.
No, you're not
Right.
wrong. Definitely not wrong.
So, what do you guys think about the fact that you actually had Viserys' agents spread rumors that the royal family is living lavishly while the small folk are starving? When Larys informs Aemon he cannot understand why the citizens blame them rather than Rhaenyra, who ordered the blockade, Larys explains that the crown is expected to provide for the small folk. Maria sends food laden boats carrying Rhaenyra's banners to King's Landing. The peoples openly praise Rhaenyra, but fight each other for the limited supplies, leaving the sept after prayers. Alicent and Helena are swarmed with rioters, despite Alicent's orders to sheath their swords. A guard mimics an approaching man. The woman escapes, but a mob overwhelms the guard. I thought that this was a smart move on Rhaenyra's part to show, hey, look, I'm the rightful heir to the crown. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I'm here for you. And then maybe if I'm lucky, I might actually take out Alicent during this mob rush too.
I think that
has been sent.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, it's just extremely smart. And what's her name, who is basically becoming, like, her master of whispers, White Worm, like, she's just been perfect with, like, getting her into, like, seeing that the people of her city is the way to the throne. Like, yes, there's not much they can do, but also there's a shit ton they can do, as seen in these scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, chaos and people fighting against you inside your own city, like she said, is completely hard to deal with when you're also having to fight wars outside.
Totally. And the best part is, like, Rhaenyra is really controlling this whole thing. They're the ones that have the blockade on the food and are making it so they're starving.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect political
The other
propaganda.
hand,
Right.
a whole bunch of food with flags and a reminder.
It's like, vote for me. Look what I did for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the smartest political moves, especially with the climate that's going on in King's Landing. It's absolutely genius. And she's the manipulator behind the scenes, because it's really, what the hell is her name?
White Worm.
Yeah, White Worm. That's spreading all this stuff into the city. So she's such a smart politician, which I love about.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to talk about how smart their politics are at the end.
I was going to be it's going to all explode because of war, but
it's like, I'm ready to vote for my queen right now.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
no,
We'll get there.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm Team Black, but I would not vote for her. No.
But
No.
there's something that I liked what Rhaenyra said to Lord Ultramose, where she said, "Look, you guys forgot to fear me. You guys have been controlling the narrative, everything that I've been trying to do, and everything, and I'm tired of just sitting here." So she's just gonna go ahead and basically Bruce Lee slap his ass all the way across.
Firm hand all the way across. It was
Greatest line.
That's it.
Say the face.
The best line in the episode too. After that,
I do think so. I think that was such a strong line from her. It's like I think I forgot to make you fear me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a powerful line from her, because it's like, oh yeah, wait, hold on. Shut the fuck up.
I think even she forgets sometimes
It's
because she's a woman, they don't take her seriously. I think
no, they don't take her seriously. She just goes with the ride, basically, and just let them do what they need to do. But this is a woman who ended up going to Dragonstone to confront Daemon at a young age, rode on a dragon at a young age, and now she's back at 100, back to how she was in season 1.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. I'm loving that she's showing dominance over these morons, and everything, and saying, "Hey, look, I'm in charge here. You may not think that I am the rightful heir, but you may not think I am, but I know I am. So you need to shut the fuck up and let me do what I need to do."
Well,
That's
not
the
even
thing,
that, but the
though.
entire season has been her making the right decision and these idiots being like, where's she at? Why isn't she doing anything? And it's like, she's doing the right thing. Shut the hell up and just let her do her thing. And it's
Well, that's also where
her
I think
finally
it's
being like, yeah, you're going to shut up in front. Like, you're going to stop talking shit to me. Like, I am the queen. I will kill you. Like,
To
I
be
don't
fair,
care.
those guys are coming from I know what the other side is going to do perspective, and the other side doesn't have a stable-handed Rhaenyra. They
Right.
have Aegon and Aemon,
True.
who are going to send everything that they have to secure their claim. So by them feeling like she's doing nothing, even if like it is trying to keep the peace, like they feel like they're not getting their defenses ready and all that stuff. And like I feel like when Rhaenyra does hear them out, she understands that. Like when they go into the war room early in the episode,
Yeah.
kind of hash it out a little bit before she smacks him in the face. Like I feel like she kind of heard him out, and that's why she's getting more active. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I feel like she's trying to avoid the whole Daenerys debacle, which is, I'm just going to go to war, and the only way I'm going to win is by destroying the city that I'm going to eventually take over. She's like, no, I'm going to try to win from the inside also first. Like, I'm going to try to win from the inside, let them take my enemies out, and then I can just walk back into the city.
Hi.
Smart.
Hi,
Hey,
how you
what's
doing,
up,
Taco?
I think she's playing it really smart. I really
You
do.
guys are you just said that slapping Bartimos Celtigar was a good idea.
It could have been. We don't know.
What?
See,
Yet.
this is all part of the
He's one of the most
politics.
important,
We thought it was a
like,
good
people
idea, but now
of
it's a
this-
bad idea.
Yeah, but it's
Why
like
not?
he's extremely important. He's got a large following.
No, we lost you.
The technology gods disagreed with his take.
Taco, you are wrong.
You have no power here, Taco.
Oh my god! All right, well, I was just playing Tekken a minute ago, hearing you guys talk. Ran down here to the setup. Apparently, I wasn't ready. I was playing ranked with Kuma. Get my bear on. All right, so Celtigars are also of Valyrian blood, just like the Targaryens, and they're also one of the most important houses in the Crownlands. So if you want the Crownlands, aka your back door, you want to keep Bartimos Celtigar happy. And what was he complaining about? Does anyone remember? No, he said, didn't you just get Stefan Darkland roasted?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I made up a Targaryen. By the way, that Targaryen doesn't exist in the lore. I made up a Targaryen, and I roasted him alive. Of course, he would be mad about
She
that.
was trying something, and she's queen. Like, I understand that, like, she's like, but they all make mistakes.
If
and
my
like,
president tried something and had somebody roasted,
your president
alive,
has done that.
yeah, but I would also yell at him like Bartimos Celtigar. I'm just saying.
And
I
they
would also
smack you in the face with
maybe
Secret Service.
Maybe not this one. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of any old men. But
no,
anyway,
but these people need to respect her like they respect other kings.
True, but slapping somebody isn't how you get your point across.
But
How
a
you
dude
get your point
would have
across is
done
you
it in a
do and
second.
say
One way to do
smart
it.
stuff. I
But
guess.
that's the thing. Because every other man who has ever tried to be king, probably besides Viserys, and even him probably in a small way, has asserted his dominance to all of these people, and they've respected it all.
Yes, all those things are right. But there's
Can
a way
we
to
just
go
say
about
this,
it
that if
other
that
than
was
slapping.
Daemon, his head would be gone right now?
100%.
Yeah, guess what? Damon's
Yeah.
awful. We've learned that this whole time. He can't get anybody to follow him. And what was the line she
Fair
said?
too.
She goes, "You forgot to fear me." All the stuff that he was trying to do is rule by fear. We've learned that Damon's a pretty bad ruler. That he's just been talking shit the last 2 seasons. Like, oh, if I was king, if you were king, you couldn't even get
But yeah,
the Muppet Tullies underfoot.
but it's still
come
like
on.
that's the thing though, is like they've all feared every other king to a certain degree, where they wouldn't press their luck to a certain extent. Where with her, they've decided to walk all over her every chance they've gotten.
The funny thing is, in my review, I did say it was a good move. I'm just saying, man.
That's how politics work.
I did say about damn time, but I wanted her to slap Luther Brune, fucking the Brune, the guy who she sent away. I want her to slap him instead. I can't remember Alfred Brune.
Yeah.
Do we got a lore guy to know his names? Oh, correct. That's me. All right. Where else are we? I don't want to argue Bartimos Celtigar this whole time. We got important business.
Look, she will Smith the shit out of him, and that's all we need to know.
Oh, God. Had to go there.
This is actually now going into walking through the veil. Rhaenyra notices signs of a dragon. Lady Janae Aaron later claims that wild dragon roams the area. She also announces that Prince Rhaegar, whatever, of Pentos has agreed to shelter Rhaenyra and Rhaenyra's youngest sons, Aegon and Viserys. Preparations are underway for their departure.
So Jane Eyre, Jane Eyre's like, I'm gonna send the kids away in the gay abandoned to the place where they were, like where they were in season 1 in Pentos. So there's actually like that kind of connection because they stayed there in Pentos. The Gay Abandon is a great name for a boat and a band. If anyone wants to start the Gay Abandon with me. So here's a weird thing: a dragon in the Vale. So this really pissed off George. So they're doing a thing here where they're putting a dragon in the Vale, and that's possibly is going to be a specific dragon. I'm not going to do spoilers. Somebody else should be mounting this specific dragon, not her. But he was like, hey, dragons are on Dragonstone and in King's Landing. They're not in the Riverlands, they're not in the North, and they're not in the Vale. And then he just dropped something like, by the way, lore kind of matters. And he's just like kind of mad about that. So this has like been a contentious thing in the very big nerd community of them changing and putting this dragon here and having her run into it instead of somebody else.
But
anyways,
let me ask you this as someone who hasn't read it but has read all the Lord of the Rings books and seen the movies a billion times. If what they choose to do in the next 2 episodes with that dragon in the Vale ends up being as awesome and equivalent to the elves showing up to Helm's Deep, would you be okay with it?
No. Because it's not going to be awesome. It's going to be somebody claiming a dragon. We've already seen that. And it's going to be exactly what they did is they took a character out and they're just simplifying the story, which is something that I can always look the other way because I do understand that if they introduced another character right now, by the way, a really awesome
with
character.
The same name as everybody else.
Well, no, there's a character named Nettles who claims a dragon during all this. So this is the sowing of the dragon seed. So that's what's going on is everyone's starting to claim a dragon, all these dragons around. And one of these dragons was a wild dragon on Dragonstone. And Nettles actually claims this dragon by feeding him sheep. Like she doesn't go like the Targaryen way, right? She like kind of just wins its trust and then claims this dragon. So it's like really cool. Like it's a really awesome moment. And they're just leaving that. I'm assuming they're just leaving that character out because the current dragon that. All right, the dragon's name is Sheep Stealer, and there's sheep getting stolen in the Vale, and I'm assuming that they're just going to give Sheep Stealer to Rhaena, which if they do, they do. But that's just been a big contentious thing because people really like that character and that dragon. But anyways, I just wanted to say that that's something.
So now we actually go over to. We actually talked about Ed Harrenhal. We talked about that. So now we're on Driftmark. Carlos Alan is the first mate of his flagship. Alan keeps his head shaved to hide a familiar connection while Adam is on the beach. Sea smoke appears to overhead, causes panic. The dragon fixates on Adam and chases him before finally landing. A terrified Adam powers against an embankment as sea smoke slowly approaches him, sniffing at him.
So this is how dragons flirt?
Yeah.
Like, do you imagine you just like hanging out on the beach and a dragon's like, hey, come here. Like,
yeah. She gave him the Shrek eyes.
For sure.
Well, everyone's played Skyrim where you're just doing your own business. You don't have any health potions. You're still low level, and then a dragon's in the distance, and you're like, don't see me. Shit.
It was kind of like what we were talking about earlier, where it's like you see these moments where like this is where what was his name earlier that got roasted by the dragon?
Stefan Darklin.
Darklin. Darklin made the mistake of not coming at the dragon face to face first, and like you see. Yes, Alan's running from the dragon, but in the moment when he finally is approached, Adam, he's finally approached, he's coming at him face to face and isn't trying to like run in that moment.
They lock eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's it.
The
Whenever I
lights
play
too.
with dragons,
I do have a
Go
question. So
on.
dragons don't claim new dragon riders unless their dragon rider is dead, right?
Okay, so in the book, Laenor is dead. So like keeping him alive is a show change. A show change I'm okay with.
Mhm.
I don't like the idea of just needlessly killing a character off like that. I do like how they did it. So normally, yes. Now that's another big thing is we were wondering, all the nerds who knew that Sea Smoke was eventually going to have another writer were all like, so what are they going to do when Adam of Hall claims Sea Smoke? Are they just like, is Rhaena going to be like, oh, Laenor must be dead? Or did they pull the fast one on Sea Smoke too? And he doesn't even know. You would think that the bond would be strong enough. So I'm assuming somewhere Laenor didn't make it. But
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
exactly what
I
I
don't know
was
if they're
Maybe
going
it's
to
a
answer that
distance
question.
thing. He soul bonded with another dragon. And
Oh God, not the
Oh my
Rick and
God.
Morty soul bond.
Oh, bond with me. I'm bonding. God, I love that. I love that episode.
It's like opposite of Hancock.
Yeah, so that's
I just
not
think-
quite. I think it's weird how they're going about the dragons being claimed to, like, it really did seem that Sea Smoke kind of just like went and found a writer. And
Yeah.
in the
Right.
book, there's the like it almost seems like a come one, come all, try to ride a dragon is how it's kind of described in the book. Like, hey, we got a bunch of dragons, try to ride one. And Stefan Darkland does get roasted, but so that's also in the book. But yeah, this is a little different. It doesn't really seem like they're kind of doing like a lottery of trying to get people. It's almost a little more sneaky.
Well, it
Right.
sounds like the dragon was trying to make her own pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was given her consent.
I also just love Sea Smoke, and I love the name Sea Smoke.
Yeah.
Same here.
No, it's a cool dragon for sure.
Yeah. Not that any of the dragons aren't cool, but yeah.
If
I
they
still
can
think it still
secure
cause a
these
lot of
dragons,
problems, man. Still cause a lot of problems.
All right, so I'm going to say two things. One, if they can secure all these dragons, it's going and keep it a secret from King's Landing that they have them now, it's going to be a huge advantage. But also, two, Alan, I think he is really like trying not to claim his heritage. And I'm like, part of me is like, I don't understand why. Just fucking take it.
Oh, he's a bastard.
I get it. I understand. But so am I. A lot of people are.
Right.
Just deal with it.
I am technically too.
Well,
But also keep in mind he doesn't have an heir
can't be on
anymore.
this call any longer.
And also you very easily can get legitimized when you're the
100%.
hand of the queen.
Yeah.
So he could just walk up, be like, "Hey, I found an heir, and can you name him Alan Valerian?" And then he's of salt and sea a lot more than anyone else, right? So he's like kind of the perfect heir. They did age these characters up a lot from the book, and they are very different. Also, they're actually Laenor's bastards. Like, that's what they go out and tell everybody. But they aged them up, so they're not going with that. And also, it's just rumored that they're Corlys, because everyone's like, wait, Laenor was gay, but no one wants to say it. So they're like, okay, they're Laenor's bastards. But they kind of just jumped that, like, skipped that part and just went right to implying that it's they're Corlys' kids. Yeah.
right. But I like the fact that, you have, even though he's a bastard or whatever, the dragon still chose him no matter what.
Mhm.
So it's like, screw anybody else says. This is who the dragon wants. So therefore, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So I like that whole entire aspect of the fact, yeah, I'm a bastard, but guess what? I have a dragon now that chose me. I didn't choose the dragon chose me. It's like I didn't choose the gangster life chose me. So
No, he
That was my
wants
biggest
the
question,
power where Aaron doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam was like, why are we just being lame bastards? And then he gets a dragon. And he's like,
Who-
well,
who is their
yeah.
mom though? Do we know, or do you think we're gonna? find out?
I think they're leaving it out of the. I think
'Cause,
we know who they are. She is in the books, but she's I can't remember her name right now, but she's
not
just a
Targaryen
lady who
at all,
works
right?
at she's not a highborn person. She's a lowborn
Okay.
person who works at the shipyard, and she
Got
actually runs one of the shipyards, which is actually kind of cool. But I
So
can't remember her
do
name.
we know how he's able to connect with Sea Smoke like this then?
So I got yelled at in my comment section because it absolutely does bother me. I always thought that the Dragon Rider blood is pretty, rigid. Where the only reason why the Valerians, Laenor, Rhaena, Lena, whatever, they could is because they were Rhaenys kids, and Rhaenys was a Targaryen. So maybe that's where the dragon blood, and also no Targaryen ever has, no Valerian ever has before. Mm-hmm. And people are like, yeah, but they've been marrying, intermarrying people forever. But nowhere in the history you can actually find where a female Targaryen marries into the Valerians until Rhaenys. Mostly it's Targaryens taking Valerian wives. But anyways, I'm now at two minds, because back in the day, for many, many years before anyone ever brought this up, because I can't really talk about it because I didn't want to spoil the show, but I've been contemplating, like, oh, should I just do a video about how clearly they had to be Laenor's kids, even though Laenor was gay, so apparently Laenor was bi, because how could they get dragon riding blood from Corlys? So I said that in my video, and I had a couple people say I'm stupid in the comment section, but they didn't actually make any good points. But I actually have heard a good point, and it's not that Valerians have never been able to, it's that they've never been allowed to. Targaryens are the dragon riders. The only reason why Rhaenys' kids can is because they were Rhaenys' kids, that they were allowed to by old King Jaehaerys. So that's it. It was the fact that only Targaryens have a chance to bond with dragons.
And that ties into
I actually really like
next week too, because if you remember, we get the scene where was it Jacaerys or Lucerys is yelling at Rhaenyra, saying, if anybody can ride a dragon, what does that make us? We're supposed to be gods.
Yeah,
right.
And that comes into play later. And it's something that I really like of once they need dragon riders, but in order to get dragon riders, they have to literally make their blood less important, which is also something we saw earlier a couple episodes ago when Kristen Cole wanted to show off that he killed a dragon and inherently showed everybody that dragons are killable. Yeah. So it's taking away the mystique of the Targaryens because, hey, look, you can kill a dragon. And now we're going to say, hey, look, random people can bond with dragons. So how important?
Next thing you know, you're going to have people trying to buy dragons like it's like used car lot.
Yeah, all you need is a rigid bone structure, some nice dreadlocks, and some smooth, silky skin.
If you got some white hair, that'd be great.
Bond with a dragon.
Right. that can go a long way.
Yeah. Adam's hair's not white.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are at Dragonstone again. This is actually where Nera tells Mysera that she and Daemon lack traits that the other possesses, making each one half of a whole. Mysera reveals details about her traumatic past, sexual abuse, and why she is loyal to Rhaenyra. Mysera's words move Rhaenyra, and the two kiss passionately. They are interrupted by news that the sea smoke has parted with the rider. Rhaenyra believes it may be a green ally and immediately leaves on Syrax to confront them. And that's where we see the ending.
So how's that hug? You guys, I don't remember the last time I've had that kind of hug because I'm married. I know I can kiss my wife, right? But that hug and you're not sure, and then you kind of nuzzle and you're like, are we gonna make out? And then it's your heads touch and then some neck breathing. No. Next thing you know, it's dude, I haven't had that kiss since senior year of high school, dude. That Same kiss here. Is so good. That's
my first thought was Daemon needs to get home right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I'm telling you, she's about to.
I don't know how angry or how happy he's going to be about that.
No, he wouldn't care.
No, he's like, he doesn't care.
And his now wife.
Yeah, no, yeah, he would.
It's
would probably be.
What the hell do I do about this? I could see maybe two men going at it. You know what I'm saying? But or a guy walking in, well, you know what I'm saying? Damon walking in on a man having sex with his wife. That's a completely different thing. Two women.
Oh yeah,
it's what the fuck do I do? I can't do anything.
That dude doesn't live ever. So
he's got it too.
But yeah, no, he walks in on that. He's going to be happy at first, and then he's going to be a little bit angry, I think, later. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. Damon's crazy. Plus, he's probably so
Yes, he
high, he
is.
probably would
That's why I'm
speculate. He'd probably
Especially having all those
hallucinate that it's
nightmares.
like his.
He'll
his
take
mom
advantage
and-
at first, and then he'll be like, "Wait a minute, and just start thinking
I mean,
about it.
Am I awake?
Remember-
Am I dreaming?
The dude has literally dreams of banging his own mom. Like
Yeah, he
he
does.
has literal edifice dreams. Like Freud
Yeah.
wouldn't have to break it down.
Yeah.
He's
To be
like,
fair,
oh, I
he's on
figured it
some
out.
Heavy DMT there.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. I
Something.
get all my acid from Harrenhal. I don't know
Yes.
if you guys.
Everyone knows Harrenhal is the best spot in Westeros to get your drugs.
For
Yeah,
sure.
no, absolutely. If you can
For
get a
sure.
little bit of old gods in you, what are you high on? Old gods.
Oh God.
Sometimes I just sleep on weirwood benches and just fly.
It's the marshes, man. The marshes.
I only do Old Gods number 13.
But yeah, and then it ends with her going off, and I think that's going to be I really hope we get a good cold open. I hope the cold open is just them landing on the beach together, because I think that would be so badass. And she says like, "Why do you have my dragon?" And he's like, "Say that louder, because Sea Smoke's right here." Yeah.
Right.
And Sea
But
Smoke's
yeah, I thought
gotta
this
be
episode was pretty
about the
good.
same size, too.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a good episode.
Yeah, I like it. I wish that they would progress Damon's plot. I mean, he just
It's annoying
literally
me.
every scene's him tripping balls, Simon's strong being hilarious, and then it moves on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or Simon Strong.
I think
Oh,
that's
Simon's
what
strong,
makes
yeah.
those scenes so awkward. Actually, is the cuts they do, and I know why they're doing it. What the effect they're trying to get out of it is, but it does just feel like, oh, we're just kind of skipping something here, and it's like,
Yeah.
give me a little something. Like, I don't know, maybe that's why
They're a
it's
little
so weird
too
for me.
repetitive.
Huh?
They're a little too repetitive to me. The fact that
Yeah.
Simon Strong's always the one who wakes him up, and I do like the point, especially if I had to pick an episode that I really enjoyed the acid trips the most, it's got to be this one, because we actually got some character development with him, apologizing to Viserys and then crying afterwards. Like, it really clearly he can see that he's been a really bad brother.
But
Like,
this was actually the
that's
first
cool.
time where they actually, because he kind of stumbles into the room as he opens the door. We haven't got a moment like that before. It's just these weird cuts of him kind of like waking up, where this actually felt like he was coming out of it, and this dude just kind of like, wait, the fuck are you doing here? Like, where did you come? You know what I mean? This was the first time where they actually made it feel like a trip more than just a weird cut, and like, we're just kind of missing something happening.
Dude,
We've all
It's
been
like-
there where you just step through and there's a slip in time and space. The next thing you know,
Oh,
the
for sure.
music
I would
festival-
regret, I would never want to go bring anything to him. Like if the maester's like, hey, I got a raven just came from River Run, and he's gonna be like, can somebody else bring? I'm gonna walk in there, and he's gonna be high as hell, and he's gonna freak out on me.
You'll
This
pull sword
happens
on
all
me.
the time. Yeah.
Like, But yeah, I thought it was a solid episode. I thought it was really good. I do want to bring up one other thing. We got an email from someone. As a matter of fact, one of the podcasts shouted us out, and he's been listening to the podcast and stuff like that. And someone reached out to him and said, "Thank you for telling us about Movie Lovers Unite." And let me go on and pull that email up. It says, "Hi, thanks for shouting out Movie Lovers Unite in their House of the Dragon review show. It is awesome. Hope you guys work together soon. Keep up the good work." So that comes from a podcast that has been listening to the podcast, also to supporting the podcast and stuff like that. So I just want to say thank you, Justin. I do appreciate the feedback, and thank you for the shout out for that as well. And yes, we are definitely going to try and do a show together sometime soon. Just keep an eye out on that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys about the email. And yeah,
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks, man. We appreciate it. Absolutely.
no problem. And this is actually Justin from Lights Camera Reel.
Sorry, Justin,
Reels.
not you.
So
Lights, camera, reels.
yeah,
All right.
Okay.
podcast.
Right now.
Very nice.
So thank you so much. I do appreciate the shout out. So Don, Jason, do you have anything going on as far as your channel goes or anything?
No, I just show up and then I leave. I leave very early, very early in every episode. No, we have a bunch of stuff going on, guys. Geekdom Coliseum is still going on right now. Please check that out for us. Movie reviews, all that stuff. So yeah, come check us out. Geekdom, Multiverse Geekdom. I was about to say Geekdom Coliseum again.
Also, my Twitch channel, Padawan Frito, I am streaming all the time, probably like 5 times a week. So come check me out. We're playing a lot of things. I've been playing It Takes Two with my girlfriend, and it's been fun.
Okay. Do me a favor, Jason. After this show, send me a link through Facebook, and I'll post it into the description and everything on the
Sounds
video.
good, bud.
All right. Taco, what about you, man? I know you're always having let's talk about something. So
Well,
what you got going?
normally it's Song of Ice and Fire. So this Tuesday I put out my let's talk about the difference for the character Bronze Jan Royce. He was in Game of Thrones. And then this Saturday is my video on one of the High Septons during the Faith Militant Uprising during Maegor the Cruel's reign. So that's a really fun one. And also I'm reviewing this show. I put it out Tuesday mornings or Wednesday mornings if my Tuesdays are busy. So yeah, and I got my review up for this episode, Smallfolk, earlier this week. So yeah, Go check that out if you're into a Song of Ice and Fire stuff, other than just this show.
So, guys, on August 1st, I'm going to have my good friend Christina back when I was in high school. She has a book out, and it's about Unbreaking the Chains, about her addiction to drugs and stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to support her book and be able to interview her. She's doing a tremendous work on her TikTok and things like that, too, and just helping people get straightened out with their lives and stuff. So it's just great to see her doing that. August 14th, I'm going to have Vernon from It Is What It Is podcast doing a True Lies review breakdown scene by scene. On July 30th, though, I will have actor Jake Jensen from a movie called Great, I'm actually blanking on the name. Anyways, I'm going to have Hold on. Jake Jensen, he's actually playing in the news.
He has no idea who you are. That's what he just told everybody.
Jake, if you're listening, I do apologize, man. I didn't mean to blink because I've been doing a good job at not blinking. Okay, Challengers. Jake Jensen from Challengers is going to be coming on the show at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's if he doesn't decide to cancel out on me because I blinked out on his movie that he was in.
I would.
But I did like the soundtrack and I do like the movie. So, you know.
He likes the movie. All right, we're good.
Yep. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Tune in every Wednesday, 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time, so that way we can do our House of the Dragon review. We are going to be doing our Cobra Kai after show, so we're going to do that at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Don and I are going to be doing that show. And don't forget to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Also, to visit Taco's channel, visit Multiverse of Geekdom. And always until next time, guys, have a great and safe night, and we are out of here. Later.